About a year ago, I opened my very first Etsy store, aiming to grow it to the 4-figure a month range. And the main way of getting views and sales on Etsy is by publishing a lot of good quality listings. I've started 2 different Etsy stores in the past, but one sadly got suspended and I never gained access to the account again. Sad, but that does make for a much simpler choice right now. Meaning we'll be working on this store right here. It currently has just under 175 listings, meaning we still have a lot of work to do. So this is actually the very same store I opened in this video right here, as well as the store that I covered halfway throughout this video. So far it has a pretty solid track record, but I think it really just needs a ton more listings. Because with just 170 listings, this store currently has 141 sales and over 25 reviews, all of them being 5 stars. And I even had this guy review my shop and he said the main thing I needed is just more listings. So I think when we pump up those numbers, this store can actually grow into something quite substantial, into much larger numbers. Now I say larger numbers because the main thing that's helped me back so far from going all in into this store is that it is a digital download store. I'm selling artwork generated by AI and then touched up by me, but these typically don't sell for that much. I'm currently listing these at $4.25 a piece, which with my 20% constant discount means I'm only making like $3 per sale. Or in other words, I need to sell at least 333 designs every single month in order to make even $1,000 a month. Now don't get me wrong, 1,000 a month is fantastic, but 333 sales is quite a lot, especially considering I only have a total of 140 sales so far. But that doesn't mean that digital download stores cannot make the big bucks. I mean, look at this store right here. It's called Instant Clip Art Oasis and it has over 22,000 sales. And with an average order price of $2, that's nearly $50,000 in profit. And considering this store only opened in 2023, I'd say that's very solid. Wanting to get off on a good start, I sat down that Sunday to generate, resize and list a ton of different listings. And as the hours kept ticking by, the number of listings actually went up by quite a lot. In fact, we ended today with nearly 200 different listings. That's more than 30 listings just today. I was actually planning on listing about 15 of these every single day so that in a week we would reach 75 listings, getting us to that magical 250 number. But if we keep up this rate, we will end next week with a whole lot more listings than we planned. So let's see if we can keep up the momentum during the next few days. Okay, I hope I didn't sound too confident in the last clip. I'm still working a regular 9 to 5, which means that after working out and then eating dinner, it's typically already 8 PM and that's when I have like 2 or 3 hours to work before I need to go to bed again. And you know, after being gone for more than 13 hours a day, I come home a little more tired than I typically am on a free Sunday afternoon. So I'm filming this part today, but I think I'm just going to end off the day with generating a bunch more images that I can resize in the coming few days. Generating images using Midjourney turned out to be a somewhat relaxing end of the day. It's always fun to see some weird AI bot create some seriously good artwork out of thin air. So I ended up with 20 new designs that I will resize and list tomorrow. Alright, I'm signing off for today. No new actual listings, but some solid prep work for tomorrow. Over the next few days, that trend kind of continued with me doing as much as I can in the few hours that I have. Okay, so today was the last workday of the week, which means we can now go full steam ahead on this store. Only problem, I opened my laptop today and I'm not really sure what happened, but something broke. I mean, just look at this. So yeah, I mean, I cannot close my laptop anymore. It's always on. Not really sure how to interpret this, but it almost feels like a message to not stop publishing on this store. Okay, obviously while working on getting these listings up, the store is still running in the background. Now this is not a money printer at all, but this store has been getting some pretty consistent sales. Looking at the stats, you can see that June, July and August of last year were pretty great in terms of orders, and ever since then we dipped slightly but have reached pretty consistent sales numbers. Now obviously the goal is to get those numbers up by quite a lot, preferably with just an extra 0 at the end. But seeing the consistency of this store while I in fact was not consistent at all does make me optimistic. But anyway, I got a full day of resizing ahead of me, so let's not stall and just lock in. I've been talking a lot about resizing in this video because it's by far the biggest time suck of the process. I offer my digital downloads in 9 different sizes, so I need to resize the original image 8 times. And while half of these resizes can be done by cutting away empty space from the original image, the other half needs to be done manually. So the process is that I shrink the image so that everything fits in the smallest size. But when I do that, I need to fill in the blanks using AI Photoshop. And this typically goes smoothly, but sometimes it's a real nightmare and it creates some truly cursed images. When someone purchases this listing, they get this PDF, and when they click on the link in this PDF, they will be redirected to the Drive folder where they can download with all the different sizes. I do also offer one free resize per order, but luckily so far not many people have used that. After getting the downloadable PDF, it's time to create some mockups. I typically go for 3 per listing, as well as an image that explains how the digital download order works, just so there's no confusion on the buyer's end. And from there we're basically done. Now we just need to create the actual listing, and that's that. Okay, so I definitely chose the worst week to actually film this video. The last couple of days have been unusually dry, like no sales but also no favorites. I tend to get at least a few favorites a day, but so far just nothing. Let's hope we do actually get a few sales before the video ends. But the things I did have control over kept going pretty well. I continually added new listings throughout the day and the numbers slowly kept climbing up. We're currently sitting at 225 listings and the day isn't even over yet. I want to see how far I can push this tonight because I mean the sooner we reach the 250 listings the better, of course. Still no sales or favorites yet. I'm a little worried. Typically when I post a lot of new listings I see a slight spike in activity, but this time it seems to be the opposite. It's actually one of the worries I have with this store. We only earn a few bucks per sale and only make a couple of sales per month. So am I currently pouring in hours of my time to potentially make like 50 bucks a month? I don't know. Let's find out. Over the next hours, I added a couple more listings, leaving us at a total of 235 listings for the day. So today's the last day and
I am fired up right now!
I mean, at least I hope it's the last day because we only need 15 more listings to reach that 250 listings goal. Which meant that after a quick workout, I immediately got to resizing the remaining designs. Resizing is definitely the most annoying part of this hustle, and on top of that, about 80% of the time I spend on my listing goes into resizing, so that's nice. Anyway, I just got done resizing 5 more listings, which means we only have 10 more to go. The sad part though is that for some reason the store still has 0 activity going on. But let's first resize and publish those 10 remaining listings, and after that we'll take a deep dive into the numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you my Etsy store. This digital download Etsy store currently has 250 listings, all optimized to capture its intended audience. With a lifetime of about 1.5 years, this store currently has over 6,000 visits, resulting in more than 112 individual orders, which makes up for a total of just over 300 euros in sales. Last week we had 0 sales, but this week so far we're sitting at a nice 6 sales. What do we think?
I'm out.
Okay, I mean, I definitely get why they're out. I talked about this earlier in the video as well, but we need to make a lot, and I mean a lot of sales to make a very minimal amount of money. And as I discovered in this challenge, actually getting these listings up takes a lot of time, especially the resizing part. Now I do hope that adding nearly 30% more listings in such a short time will result in something, but for now I think I'm just going to let this store sit for a while. Let's see if there's a notable amount of change in the coming weeks. And if that's the case, I mean, we can always pick up this store again and publish more listings and get things going, but if not, I don't think this is the best use of my time.